How's it changed me? Well, I have a deeper relationship with God, number one. And number two, things are not important in this world. Nothing. You can replace everything, but you cannot replace human life. You cannot. Nothing will replace that. So the most important things you have are your faith in God, your family, your friends. Those are things that can be taken away from you and you can't get back. All this other stuff we have in our lives that we spend all this money on, it means nothing. In the grand scheme of things, nothing. That's it.
South Tower, stand by for emergency tones.
I think we're doing something on the table. We are.
AirVac 1, go ahead.
AirVac 1 ground standby has become a flight.
Roger that.
In 1985, EVAC Lifeteam was established by a group of local citizens to provide critical care air medical transportation and ensure immediate access to definitive health care for their remote community in the Missouri Ozark region.
AirVac 1, go ahead.
Just a second, aircraft, please.
Although air ambulances were primarily based in larger cities at the time, the company's founders believed that the people who need air medical transport the most were those living in rural areas, often too far away from a hospital. Today, EVAC Lifeteam has grown to be the largest independently owned and operated air ambulance service in the United States, with over 100 bases. Since its founding, the company has transported more than 250,000 patients in need, serving as the critical link to improved response time and immediate access to medical care facilities for numerous rural communities across 14 states. And when every second counts.
10 minutes to be on board.
AirVac 1, have you listed ETE 10 minutes, agency 1444 and lift up? AirVac 1, go ahead.
1444, SL, RATM, 110 minutes on the fuel flight.
Did ETE 10 minutes, agency 1444 and SL, RATM, for fuel control plan, part 6, 110 minutes of fuel.
If you're like me, you either live in a rural area or you spend a lot of time outdoors in places like this, places you'd certainly consider to be rural. 46 million Americans live in rural areas, places that are more than an hour away from a level 1 or 2 trauma center or a cardiac or stroke specialty care hospital, the kind of places you find in major cities. The fact of the matter is that rural trauma victims are twice as likely to die from an accident or medical condition as urban victims because of a failure to get to the hospital within a period of time known as the golden hour.
AirVac 1, AirVac 01, team flight request, Hallfield, Missouri, for a trauma patient, heading 247, distance of 14.
The paradigm shift that AirVac created in this industry is the idea that by placing the aircraft closest to the people in need, so that when their worst day of their life happens, whether that be an accident or a cardiac event or a stroke, that you're there quickly to pick them up and take them directly in, whereas historically all of the aircraft were based in the city and had to fly out to the person in need, load them, and then fly back, which really was double the amount of time that it takes us today. And that's when you count on those resources around you to make that difference of whether you either have a quality of life down the line or whether you even make it, quite frankly.
EVAC Lifeteam has established itself as the preeminent provider of air ambulance services to rural markets, serving over 1,700 diverse referral sources, including more than 1,000 hospitals and 700 EMS agencies, and attracting more than 850,000 members in support of its presence in their local communities to provide rapid access to advanced health care and save lives or improve outcomes for patients with critical health needs. EVAC Lifeteam operates the world's largest fleet of Bell 206 helicopters, and this is the place that makes it possible. The completion center here in West Plains, the 50,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility that employs over 70 aviation professionals, specialists in mechanics and avionics, sheet metal, and painting. This place is completely unique within the air medical industry.
Well, a completion center is two things. We actually take a green aircraft, which is brand new, and convert it into an air ambulance. That's one. And the other thing that we do is we refurb our older aircraft that are inside our existing fleet. The completion center from time to time does seem like an aircraft factory. We produce 20 aircraft, if you're looking at it from a factory standpoint, through there annually. 8 new, 12 performance plus. We know this aircraft inside and out. We've been maintaining this aircraft for 25 years. Bell Helicopter has certified us at our jig fixtures, and we are one of a very few amount of companies that are in the United States that have the Bell mainframe fixture that can do deep overhaul and repair. We have to perform preventive maintenance, routine inspections, and replace components on a schedule to guarantee that the aircraft will continue to operate perfectly.
Ready for additional?
We all believe in the common cause. We all believe in one goal, one outcome, which is patient care. Everything that we do here in West Plains is a support network to everything that we do out in the field. The base is our front line, or our storefront, if you will, and everything that's performed here in West Plains is support of that storefront.
One crew, can you need the numeric address, please?
Well, this is the Command and Control, or Nerve Center, for AirVac Lifeteam. This is CENTCOM, and it's open 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Whenever a call comes in to AirVac Lifeteam for help, that help starts right here from West Virginia all the way to Texas and everywhere in between.
Turn HFE of 1285, RA5, flight part 91 at 9:40.
Roger, 38 is departure base for traveler part 91 and route to the scene.
I think that this company, through having an operational control center, goes as far as anybody can possibly go. I can't think of anything else that you could do to make it more safe. We have a robust ability to affect the flight.
Communication specialists include over 90 emergency medical technicians, paramedics, and air communication specialists whose expertise further maximizes the prompt, safe deployment and turnaround time that rural residents need to improve their outcomes. The company's instrument-rated pilots are skilled aviators who become proficient air medical pilots by training under its proprietary and Federal Aviation Authority approved program. Each certified pilot meets FAA standards and has flown on average more than 5,700 hours.
It's such a fulfilling feeling when you're flying the line to be able to directly impact someone's life, lots of lives, it's family lives. And when you lift with a critically ill or injured patient, and you know that the expedience with which you get to that hospital or trauma center is all in your hands. And when you do that and you complete that run and they say, well, they're going to make it, it's like, wow, this is something.
AirVac Lifeteam is among the few air medical companies to utilize 5 dedicated flight simulators as part of its routine training program. Pilots must also achieve standards established in the company's proprietary FAA-approved training program of operational and procedural instruction, as well as aircraft and mission-specific training in the Bell 206 Long Ranger and Bell 407 helicopters. Rapid response from highly qualified medical professionals is key to impacting outcomes. As such, AirVac Lifeteam employs medical professionals with advanced emergency and critical care skills. A registered nurse and paramedic are on every mission. Each specialist brings skills and experience that, when combined, enables the team to deliver the care required immediately as they arrive at the scene of an accident or medical emergency.
I think the medical crew are making time-critical decisions in very extreme, difficult environments more than anything. It's real simple. The people that work for us are a unique breed. It takes someone that's truly committed to know that I'm going to go out in the field where I have very limited resources and I'm still going to provide that high level of care.
Copy, 5-minute lift, 8-minute flight, 138 Alpha Echo Crew, Chandler Davis, Cook.
My job's good medicine for me. It's always a thrill. It's never boring. You're always able to grow with it. And I'm worried about that day when when will I be too old? What will I do then? So I hope I can do this for a long, long time. I'm nowhere near ready to give this up, even 25 years into pre-hospital care.
EVAC Lifeteam provides superior effectiveness in patient care and safety. Key elements to the success of its operations are the company's substantial commitment of financial and expert human resources, experienced and professional management of a common infrastructure, standardized and centrally controlled operations, well-defined policies, procedures and protocols, communication systems and billing and collection systems deliver a highly effective operation. Ultimately, operations result in a streamlined, lower-cost infrastructure that ensures financial stability and operational longevity to be in a position to serve out its mission of delivering high-quality medical emergency response to rural communities.
Sitcom 38, we are in communication with the ground unit on the scene, and I'm showing an 8-minute ET.
The employees at AirVac were what drew me to the company when I came. The passion for what it is they're doing, also understanding that the people that we hire are, for the most part, living in those communities, understand the need, the tremendous need, and are absolutely passionate about what it is they're doing because they are making a difference in people's lives and they see it every day. And understanding the mission and being a part of that as they explore new areas, and people who want to help their, like I said, their friends, their neighbors, their family, are the ones who are the inspiration and development team for us, really, in a nutshell, that go out and are the ones that introduce us to new communities and actually are the leaders for a new base and become quite often our managers at those bases, our program directors for those bases, because they take a very personal interest in making sure that that base and those people from that community serve the community and are part of the fabric of the community.
I don't know how you create that, and let me explain. Because I know about AirVac when AirVac started in 1985. I told you earlier that my wife and I are both from here. It grew. You know, it started with a dream, started with a helicopter, a couple of crews, and they started doing it on a very, very minuscule basis as compared to now. I've watched it with interest grow from a one-ship operation to now over 100 bases. A phenomenal growth. But what's really phenomenal about it is how the leadership within the company has been able to not only instill, but to carry on that family aura or that family atmosphere throughout the company. And I see it every day, every day. I mean, I feel like every one of these employees are my brothers and sisters that I work with. And I would do anything for any of those, and I know that they would me. It's amazing. I hope we never lose that.
And during the course of, say, 5 years where I was at this company, Brenda kept telling me about AirVac and what the company did and the testimonials of people that, you know, you flew, you saved my life and all that. At a point in time, for me, it literally became, I want to be part of that. It just sounded so cool. If you say there's passion for what you do, there's passion for making money, there's passion for selling hardwood lumber, you know, but nuclear fueled passion for what this company had. And I wanted to be part of that. And again, I'm 51 years old. And what are you going to do with your life, Twisted Sister? Is like, I want to do something like that. So when I came on board, literally a month in, I had a mama call me from Texas and say, Mr. Hovey, I understand you're the Vice President of Membership. I said, yeah. So I want to tell you a story. My son had a four-wheeler accident down in Texas, and we were about 150 to 200 miles from any hospital. And she said, so we got the ambulance out there. When they got there, both his legs were broken very badly. And the ambulance, one of the guys there, medics or whatever, said, we've got a bad situation, and we're not sure if your son's going to make it. If he does, he'll probably lose his legs. And she said it was just the end of the world. And she said literally as we're standing there, we hear whop, 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 and a helicopter comes in, and it turned out to be y'all. And she said, the reason I'm calling is it's April. Next month my son graduates from high school, and he's walking across the stage. And boy, just it gets your heartstrings.
We all believe in the common cause. We all believe in one goal, one outcome, which is patient care. Everything that we do here in West Plains is a support network to everything that we do out in the field. The base is our front line, or our storefront, if you will, and everything that's performed here in West Plains is support of that storefront.
As the Director of Patient Care Services, I am responsible for the education that we provide to our nurse and paramedic employees who come to us, and then we put them through an initial onboarding program that's really focused on our air medical environment. As a CAMES accredited organization, the initial training requirements are pretty clear, and we conform to those initial training requirements. We want to make sure that they have the advanced pathophysiology that they're going to see when they get called to take care of a patient. Probably some medications that they're not used to, that are new to them. Procedures, advanced procedures that ground paramedics typically aren't exposed to. So allows them to take our protocols, our medications, our procedures, and practice them to get them prepared for what they're going to be doing on the aircraft.
I'll never forget my first day that I came here to Academy. And you know, I think I'm ready. It's been about 6 years in the ICU. We had a lot of autonomy in that ICU that I worked at. So I felt like I was pretty much prepared at that point to go into that transition of becoming a flight nurse. AirVac Lifeteam to me is, it's a blessing.
Well, even your family sacrifices in this. There's a lot of times where certain events and things you'd like to do. You know, I have to be at work today. It's a 24-hour shift, and so your families participate in that sacrifice. My wife flies for this company. I fly for this company, so we certainly believe in it. And again, it is very fulfilling. We can make a very good living, but we're not in it to get rich. That's not what we chose, and this is a wonderful life. It really is. 25 years as a paramedic, I've never hated going to work. How many people can say that? I enjoy going to work every day.
I would drive through West Plains on my way to my Army duty station when I was in the Army flying, and I would always look at AirVac and thought, you know, man, maybe one day I'll have enough hours to fly AirVac, you know, and be able to fly close to home and help people close to home. And you know, I got out of the Army and they had a position open here, and you know, it's just the perfect fit.
Healthcare is a very local sort of business, and I say if you've seen one base, you've seen one base. They may have the same flight suits and the same helicopter paint job, but they have all the unique characteristics. As I would tell people that if we had over 100 children, any of you that have multiple children would know the uniqueness of each individual, and every individual base is like that. Every community is different, and so the people are what make this company so valuable. They're the ones out on the front lines. They're the ones moving the patients, identifying the needs, and doing the education in the communities, and really serving as our ambassadors all over, and they're what makes it.
AirVac 383.
Yeah, we're Park 91 en route to the
If you do, I will be.
Just what you're supposed to say, cut and. Oh.